Lately, I've been crying to my partner about how hard it is to deal with Fuse's abilities. So he said, if Fuse is so good, maybe you should play him yourself. Okay, he didn't actually say it like this. It was more like,
well, if Fuse is so good, maybe you should play him yourself.
But he's a Call of Duty gamer, so I assumed he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So I decided to do it just to prove him wrong. I landed on an RE45, and it won't be long before my new acquired skills would be tested. Wait, why reload when you have a knuckle cluster? Wraith was down, but I needed to heal before her teammates come. To prevent Wraith from being picked up for a rematch I was pretty sure I wasn't going to win, I needed to finish her. Wait, where is she? How did I manage to lose a crawling person? But then, the fighting resumed and I hurried back to kill still. Help! Somehow I managed to get Fuse but almost got myself killed in the process. I was beginning to believe Fuse actually is better, but that would make Rampart worse. And I just couldn't handle that thought, as she is my soulmate. I finally found Wraith and realized that in addition to being bad at Apex, I was apparently also bad at hide and seek. At that point, I was low on ammo, shields, and skills. I couldn't afford to get into another battle until I rectify at least some of these issues. And while there was not much I could do about my skill, I could find some ammo and heals, so I decided to take a little break for looting. As I made my way back, Crypto was already pinging an enemy. I hurried to him, but he went down faster than I ran away when I see a sweaty Wraith. Bloodhound gave a much-needed scan that revealed that the circus was coming to town. This was about to turn into a party that I wasn't invited to, so I did the obvious thing. I crashed it. All I wanted to do was grab the banner and run, but then this party turned into a surprise party. So I added the one thing that every good party needs, some fireworks. After being rudely kicked out, I ran away and hid so that no one can see me cry. Heal. I didn't understand how Bloodhound and I went in together, but obviously each of us had a different game plan. Mine was to save Crypto and his was to go watch the flying circus show. I bet it was to die for. Stop pointing at me! I hate that! I desperately tried to heal, fully aware that Crypto was running out of time. But thanks to Mr. Snitch over there, the enemy knew my location at all times. I had no choice but to circle around. At this point, I lost all interest in fighting. All I could think about was saving whatever I can of our squad. But first, I needed to heal, so I used my ult to stop them from chasing me. Somewhere in the back of my mind, a little voice told me I hit rock bottom and how bad I actually was at this game, but I had no time for imaginary voices in my head. That's what therapy is for. Right now, I had two choices in front of me, risking it all for the banner or hiding behind a rock for the rest of the game as a solo, which I refuse to do. I will not become a rock-dwelling rat. Well, unless both my teammates die and leave the game. But this is not the case. As long as they were willing to wait for the rescue, I was willing to try. Crypto's banner timed out and Bloodhound didn't have long. It was now or never. Conveniently enough, the banner was right up the zipline and no enemy in sight. I grabbed it and ran for my life like the coward that I am. I was rewarded for my loyalty with a purple shield and one of my favorite guns in the game. Well, the reason it's my favorite is that every hit does so much damage that I could actually miss half of my shots, which usually is the case, and still get a kill. As I approached the respawn beacon, I heard gunshots. There was a fight going on here as well, but I had no intention to leave. This revive is about to go down. That is after I kill someone else's kill. I ran for the respawn beacon, but I could hear footsteps behind me. I was being chased. Someone was very unhappy about this kill steal. Didn't your mother ever tell you that sharing is caring? Finally, I got to respawning my teammate, and the looting of other people's spoils of war had begun. As I finished Mirage, I wondered where his teammates were. Had they been nearby, they would have already initiated some kind of retaliation against us, right? Wrong! It seems Bangalore was too busy looting to actually care about her dead teammates. By the time I finished looting, it was a minute and a half to ring close, and it was far, so I started running cause, well, I'm pretty sure I have some kind of record in dying to the ring, and I don't think anyone's gonna challenge it, so I decided to pass up on that particular sport this time. But it wasn't long before I realized my mistake, as Bloodhound rapidly lost health to the ring. I looked for enemies to make sure no one was about to jump on my teammate while he was fighting to make his way to safety, and completely missed this. Or should I say, I missed the meaning of it. There was a team right behind him. By the time I started running towards him, it was way too late to help him. All there was left to do was fight for the banner. I tried to be optimistic. Maybe it was not a full squad. Maybe it was a solo. As Bloodhound was being finished and Crypto looked at me with his judgy eyes, I felt like a complete failure. This was where Fuse's ability are supposed to save the day, and I was not afraid to use them. Well, I was kinda scared of dropping the ring of fire on myself. If anyone can do it, that would be me. I managed to take out one enemy thanks to the crouching disease going on around lately. I hope it's not contagious. Round 3 was about to close and they were on the wrong side of it. They would have to come out at any moment now, and for a brief second I wished I had Sheila as she was a situational tool, but this was the exact situation she was perfect for. Well, I may not have Sheila, but I did have the mother load. I healed as I watched the enemy burn, and at that moment I felt like I actually had a chance. Well, I would have if I remembered to reload my gun. Well, we did lose, but at least my boyfriend was wrong, which is a win in itself.